we're dealing with here. Let's pick up from that perspective.
Well, a lot of people don't know that the Confederate flag symbol, or the Confederate battle flag symbol, didn't really become important until the Civil Rights Movement. In the 1890s up to the 1930s, you have groups like the White Citizens Councils and the Ku Klux Klan, the United Daughters of the Confederacy, the Sons of the Confederacy, adopting the Confederate flag as a part of their official logo. But it was actually during the Civil Rights Movement that the power of that symbol was really resurrected by the forces that were opposed to the Civil Rights Movement. I recall growing up in Camden, Alabama in the 1960s, being involved in some of the civil rights demonstrations in that area. And the Confederate flag was a persistent symbol. We always saw it when we marched. There were people who were holding that flag up as they threw rotten eggs and urine, spit at us. So it was used by the forces of anti-civil rights, the White Citizens Council, the Ku Klux Klan. And at that point, I think this flag became a part of what some scholars call the culture wars between the Black South and the White South. You began in the 1960s to see differences of opinion over what the Confederate flag symbolized or what it meant. And as you well know, for African Americans, it was a symbol of slavery. It was a symbol of white supremacy, the myth of black inferiority, states' rights, secessionism, segregation, which at that time had taken the form of Jim Crow. But on the white side of the South, there were those who said that the Confederate flag was a symbol of heritage, of honor, of sacrifice on the part of Confederate soldiers, of family, of ancestry, pride in ancestry, pride in family. So you began to have these differences of opinion over what the Confederate flag was all about, because it became such a prominent symbol during the Civil Rights Movement.
You just saw it everywhere. I remember that period too, everywhere.
Used by anti-civil rights forces. And George Wallace, Ross Barnett in Mississippi, other governors valued that symbol. And that was a symbol of Southern pride. The University of Mississippi, with the rebel mascot and the use of the Confederate flag, the singing of Dixie. All of that was a part of a civil rights era, and that flag became very prominent during that period. But we are seeing today that debate being taken to a different level. With the massacre in South Carolina, the Emanuel 9 being killed, and the decision of Governor Nikki Haley in South Carolina to remove the Confederate flag, to sign a flag removal bill a week or so ago. Governor Robert Bentley in Alabama taking the Confederate flag down. Biloxi, Mississippi taking down Confederate flags, even though the state of Mississippi had made a decision. But I think we're seeing something take place now with regard to the Confederate flag, and I think it will escalate